Hello, Revere, and welcome to the March show of the Revere Senior News. We have a special guest today. Her name is Norma Mora, who is the liaison officer from the Caregiver Homes.
Correct.
Which is located in
It's Boston.
Right. And of course, the director and my co-host, Steve Fielding of the Revere Senior Center, who has some news to bring you up into March.
Okay, so I'm speaking about the Revere Senior Center and the activities that we have in March. First thing I want to mention is a brand new class that's going to start March 2nd on Friday at 11:15, and it's chair yoga, which is a gentle form of yoga that deepens flexibility, helps with stability and posture, and it's very soothing. So we have a young lady by the name of Bibiana Gomez, and she is going to start teaching chair yoga 11:15 on March 2nd.
That'll be downstairs, correct?
No, it will not be downstairs.
Oh.
It will be upstairs in the multi-purpose room. For those who don't know where that is, it's where the bocce court is on the second floor, okay?
Yep.
The other one I just want to mention that is fairly new, and to give it a little bit of a plug, is Latin Gold, which is a very invigorating exercise dance class, and it combines exercise, but it's to the Latin beat, which is held on Tuesdays at 10:15, and it's held by instructor Miguel Vargas, and it is really doing well. So all our exercise and our health classes are doing unbelievable, and people are taking advantage of all those classes. So, Morris, for the month of March, I just want to kind of quickly go through some things.
Because I want to get Mrs. Mora in on.
Yep. So the first thing I want to let people know is that you're going to get a new Medicare card between April 2018 and 2019. And basically, it's a more privatized card, so people won't be able to access your Medicare number. And so if you need information regarding this new card, you can go and call 1-800-772-1213, or you can call 1-800-325-0778. Okay? Also,
excuse me, Steve, is that for all the seniors?
this is for anybody who is on Medicare.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay? Or currently has a Medicare card.
So we're
Let me
going to put
it
that
way.
on the scroll then, so it'll be on the Revere TV for quite a while.
Well, we've talked about this for several months now. If you need more information, you can certainly call the Senior Center at 781-286-8156, and we have that information so that when you call, we can be able to give it to you and give you a little bit more information. I know we're pressed for time because we definitely want to talk to Norma about Caregiver Homes, okay?
Right.
So quickly, folks, we have a senior book club, and that takes place on March 15th, and it's from 2:30 to 3:30. We also have a special monthly lunch, as we do every month, and we have a great singer called the Dynamic Duo. I know them personally. It's two guys, Rick Ruggiero and Jerry Termontozzi, and they will be performing our St. Patty's Day dinner dance. And we're having corned beef and cabbage, and they'll sing all kinds of music, including Irish music. Even though they're Italian, they will sing Irish music as well. And you just have to call the Senior Center, make a reservation, and that particular lunch is $4. We have a great nurse at the city. Her name is Carol Donovan from the Board of Health. She comes and she gives blood pressure consultations and readings, and she'll be at the Senior Center from March 1st and March 15th from 11 to 12 p.m. We also have Mary Marino and Mary's Affordable Hearing Aids, and she does testing and consultation, and she also changes batteries for you and schedules appointments in your home if you need it. She'll be at the center on Thursday, March 22nd from 10 to 12 p.m. I should say 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., not 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. Also, we have Barbara McDonald. She's our chair massage lady. And if you gotta get those kinks out, she'll be at the Senior Center on March 12th. She's usually there between 9:30 and 12. A couple of other things. Our monthly podiatry clinic takes place on the first Wednesday of March. This month it's March 7th. Dr. Kaplan will be there. All you have to do is come early because he does get booked, and it's first come, first serve. So if you need some work done on your toes, he's the guy. One other thing I want to mention in the March Senior News, okay, which I'm holding a draft of, I talk about Mystic Valley Elder Services. That's the Revere Office of Elder Affairs contact through the state. They act as our state conduit. They call it an aging servicing access provider. And basically, they serve the city of Revere and its seniors. So in the March newsletter, I give a lot of statistics on who they serve, what they do, and the numbers, and the dollar amount that they utilize to serve the seniors in Revere. So make sure you're on the lookout for the March newsletter. And that's basically my quick rundown of the March events and happenings at the Senior Center.
Right. Thank you very much, Steve. And now I'd like you folks out there to meet caregiver, the Senior Liaison Officer, Norma.
Thank you.
Mora.
Thank you, Maurice. Thank you for allowing Caregiver Homes to be in your show. And I would like to talk about Caregiver Homes. It is a program through Mass Health that provides support to caregivers who are taking care of a loved one at home.
Before you start, just one quick question. The age limits, that, from on up, what's the youngest you can be?
Sure. And so Caregiver Homes program, it is for people with some conditions, and the age is 16 years and older.
Oh, it's from 16 on up.
Correct.
Thank you.
So we know in the United States there's a surging older American population, 60 plus years. I mean, the baby boomers are retiring, people are living longer, et cetera, et cetera. And we know there's approximately 66 million caregivers for these folks that need help. Why don't you talk about, how Caregiver Homes can help somebody become a caregiver or help somebody who is already a caregiver who don't know about your program?
Correct. So this program are for caregivers who are living with the loved one at home. So it is kind of different from these other programs that Mass Health has, programs that people from outside come into these homes. So one of the regulations are that the caregiver and the consumer, we call them consumer, the person who is receiving the care, they need to live together in the same household. That's one of the requirements. So the other requirement is that they need to have Mass Health standard. And the other one is that they need to have assistance from the caregiver. The consumer needs to have an assistance from one of the ADLs. Could be bathing, dressing, feeding. Cooking is not an ADL, but it's feeding, like grabbing the spoon and putting the spoon in their mouth. Or maybe a person who has a feeding tube. That could be also another case. Transferring from a bed to a chair or a chair to chair or vice versa. Or mobility, like going out to an appointment, not having like company, but being with this person and avoiding this person to having a fall, falling. So this is a falling prevention program.
So I know you have a lot of questions. I have one quick question in regard to what she was talking about, and then I know you have on your computer a number of questions. So I'm a caregiver to my mom, who I live with at home, because that's one of the requirements.
Correct.
So when we call Caregiver Home, you send a consultant out to have an initial discussion on the requirements and what Caregiver Homes can help you with, right?
Correct. So the caregiver, one of the advantages is that the caregiver will receive a support from a team of professionals, which is a registered nurse and a case manager. And this team will come into their home. They will schedule a home visit with the caregiver and the consumer, and they will do an assessment. They will see how much care the caregiver will provide to the consumer, and they will evaluate the home as well.
Right, that's very good. And you have any more questions before I start with a couple?
Well, I know that there are certain benefits that a caregiver gets from Caregiver Homes, such as, a care plan, and that takes place, I assume, once somebody signs up and there's a contract of some kind or
Correct.
something
So
like that?
there are some benefits. For the caregiver, the benefits are that the caregiver will receive a stipend money free of taxes from Mass Health. That's how they stipulate it. And another benefit is that the caregiver will be educated about the loved one's condition. So it is hard to take care of a loved one at home, and you will do it because that's what you want to do. Nobody cares like family, but if you don't know what to expect with the loved one's condition, it's a little bit hard. So this team of professionals will educate the person about the loved one's condition. And also, the case manager will continue connecting the caregiver with other community resources, and that's going to make the care much easier.
Right.
So that's the benefit for the caregiver. They also will receive respite time. They will get paid for 14 days. And if the loved one, the consumer, is being hospitalized, they will get paid 45 days, even though that the person is in the hospital. So there are some benefits. So there is time for them to have time off from having this responsibility at home. They can work as well. The caregiver can work. The only thing is that they cannot leave the loved one at home for more than 3 hours. And you might say, wait a minute, so how you're telling me that I can work, but I cannot leave this person at home alone? Well, we will help them to coordinate some care during the day so they can go to an adult day health center or to a senior center while this caregiver is working during the day. And once they both go back home, that's how they, take back that responsibility.
Right. Norma, I got to ask you this question. Do you have to have a license to be a caregiver, or can anybody give a caregiver without any training? That's what I want to know.
Correct. You don't need a license, but the caregiver will receive a specific training just because we will provide an iPad. If they don't have a computer at home, we will provide them with an iPad. And this team of professionals, the registered nurse and the case manager, will train the caregiver on how to use this iPad, and the caregiver will provide us with a daily notes. The registered nurse and the case manager, they have to check those daily notes every single day, and that's how we will find out how the person is doing at home.
Oh, I asked you a question before we went on the air, and I'd like the people out there to hear it too. We talked about veterans, and you came up with a great comment about a bad discharge. Could you elaborate on that a little for us?
Correct. So veterans have their own benefits, but some of them, they might have bad discharges, and they can call the 1-800 number, which is 866-797-2337, and they can help them with all those questions. So people who don't have those benefits from veterans, they might have the opportunity to receive services through our program.
Right.
Now, I have a question. We talk about the qualifications for a caregiver and what you need to be one. What about the one who is being cared for? Are there certain parameters or health requirements or situations, conditions that the caregiver, the cared one has to have to get
Yep.
to qualify?
Do you need a doctor's note to do what he just said?
Well, so once this team of professionals set up a home visit with the caregiver and the consumer, they will go into the home, they will evaluate the case, the care that they are providing at home, and also the how the home is
Set up for
set
him?
up for them. So if they will qualify for our program, what this team do is that they will provide the caregiver with a whole package, and they will bring this package of forms to the doctor, and the doctor they do need to sign
I see.
those forms, because we go by mass health regulations. We check the query, we do the background check, so they need to be in good standards.
Steve, as director of the senior center, if you have more questions, I would suggest you ask her for them, because you could take it back to them. So if you have a lot more, please be free.
Well, I know that certain people who need care are also able to leave the house and get out of the house. I mean, we certainly have people at the senior center that need help, and they could possibly qualify to have a caregiver in their home help them. So I guess I'm asking is, if somebody is mobile enough to, say, get picked up by our shuttle service and come from, you know, maybe socialization and breakfast to get out of the four walls that they may live in, and then have lunch and then go home, that's pretty common, is it not?
Yeah, definitely, and that's what we promote for the consumers to attend these programs, because we don't want them at home just to be isolated and just watching TV. We want them to be healthy.
Right. Can I use an example? Myself, I have a a bad foot, real bad. I can hardly get around with it. But I get picked up by the shuttle, taken to the senior center, which he just mentioned, have my 4 hours, play the music, have fun, then go back home. Would that disqualify me because I can maneuver myself to the senior center?
No, but this team of professionals will go over to your home, and they will do the evaluation to see how the person who's caring for you is helping you, or at least queuing and doing an assistance with your ADLs. Maybe the person doesn't have to put hands on you to help you with an ADLs, but it's guiding you and keeping an eye on you so you won't fall. So you might qualify.
See, and the thing I was mentioning about coming out of the home and going to the senior center or whatever, that's probably a good thing, because, you know, you talked about helping somebody who works who also is a caregiver. So that gives that person the opportunity to have some kind of professional life, if you will, in the business world, and then come home and take care of whoever they're taking care of.
Right, and that's another advantage for the caregivers, like financial assistance. They can have their own, you know, job, and it could be a part-time job, it could be a full-time job. But we, as an program and organization, we need to make sure that the consumer is being supervised by professionals, like a senior center or an adult day health center, or maybe a young adult might go to a rehabilitation program. There's so many programs out there. They structure programs and they come back home, so they don't need to be at a residential program for good, or a nursing home for good. It could be you know, a day program.
And you know, Morris, we've had Norma at the senior center with Donna, your marketing person.
Donna McHugh.
Yeah, you might have been in the hospital at the time, and we will definitely have you back and speak to seniors about this opportunity, because there may be some who qualify for it. And additionally, we are planning another health awareness day. This would be the 5th one since I've been there that we've had, and we basically are kind of restructuring it and designing it so that we can hopefully attract more people to come and take advantage of healthcare providers like yourself, and people can have one-on-one consultations to talk about this kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Norma, you've been a senior service officer for at least a couple of years. What was it you did before you became the senior service officer? Because you had another title there.
Correct. It was an account manager, and I've been with the company for 2 years. My background is working with an emergency services team for mental services. So my passion is to work with the community, and that's the reason why I'm with Caregiver Homes.
Now, can you be both belonging, let's say, to another organization like the VA and still be part of mental health care, Massachusetts healthcare, or you have to break away from one or the other?
No. I'm doing both, and
For the VA as well as the...
for the mental health,
Yep.
yes, which is NAMI and with Caregiver Homes program, and mental health, Caregiver Home is very involved with mental health, just because. For example, depression can interfere with your adult daily activities, and maybe you don't want to take a shower, and you need someone who might be encourage you to do that. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Now-
mental health and behavioral health interferes a lot with with daily activities.
I have this question for you then. I know a couple of families that do have a mentally disabled son or daughter. They can't seem to find anybody to get the help they need. If they contact you, could you put them on the right course where they get the help?
Definitely.
That's all we got to know.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's that number they can reach you at, Norma?
My cell phone is 857-310-1513, or you can call 800-666-866-797-2333.
Good, thank you.
And we have put that on the scroll underneath.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
you're watching TV, you'll see that number right there, and that's the number that you would call. That's the Care Advisory Unit.
Correct.
And that's where you
Yeah.
can set up a time.
I miss your cell phone because I was busy reading this.
Okay, my cell phone is 857-310-1513.
Yes, yes, 1513. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So we have about 5 minutes. I'm keeping an eye on our clock here, so I don't want to go over the
Yep.
time that we have. But
So
Is
I
it-
just wanted to, I'm sorry,
Go right
Maurice.
ahead.
So I just wanted to mention that our program, it might not be for everybody, but we are here to connect you with other services. So if you have a question, just call the 866 number. And we do have some people who might be disqualified, which is husband and wife. Unfortunately, MassHealth was the one who put those limitations. And for people who are younger than like 16 years and older, and the parents are the legal guardian, they also might not qualify for this program. But please call the 800 number, just because we could figure it out other options for you.
yeah, and I just want to make sure that if seniors didn't catch those numbers, or they didn't have a pen in front of them when they saw it watching this show, they could call us at the Senior Center, and we can connect them with you. So
Okay,
that's
thank
always an
you.
option too.
Thank you, Stephen.
Right, that's great. Anything coming up in the future for the caregivers?
We are trying to set up a CE event with PACE. We work very close with PACE, and Pamela Peravina and Donna and I, we are putting together an event. So if we end up doing this, we certainly will inform you so you can announce it.
And we know Pam at the Senior. I know Pam very well, and we partner with them and have a great relationship with the Neighborhood PACE program. So that's a great three-way collaboration
Yeah,
for us
yeah,
and you
definitely.
and them. So
Yeah.
that's really good. I didn't realize that, so that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And
Thank
one
you.
more question before we close off on there. If people want to become a caregiver and apply for a job, which special number would they call?
And that is great. That is a job at home. I mean, you might be doing this because you want to take care of mom, dad, your sister, your brother, even your roommate. We've had cases that there's roommates, and a roommate is a caregiver of that person who they really care, and that is a job. Maybe people might lose their job because they just need to be at home caring for this loved one, and hey, you can get an income like that without paying taxes.
Right, right.
Right, this question came up again. And you answered it once before, but could you say it one time? You can be a family member and still be a caregiver, and you say they are the best ones.
Correct. Nobody cares like family.
There you go. There's your tagline, right?
Correct.
There you go.
Right, so take a minute to wrap it up. Go ahead, Norm. Anything you'd like to say for 1 minute?
Sure. For 1 minute is that Caregiver Homes is a program through Mass Health that provides support to caregivers who are taking care of a loved one at home. And we will provide a team of professionals that will educate you about your loved one's condition.
That's great. Steve, anything you'd
Yeah,
like to
I think now that I have the opportunity here, we're always talking about the seniors, but I'm going to kind of direct this appeal to the younger seniors, 60 to 75 years old. I appeal to you. Come down to the senior center. I know a lot of you are working still. Some are part-time, some are full-time, some are taking care of grandchildren. But there's always something you can do with the senior center if you're a younger senior. We have a lot of health and exercise classes. We have special monthly luncheons. We have a book club, a computer club. We have iPads we teach people how to use. We have a great movie day on Wednesday. We're not your grandmother or grandfather senior center only. We expand to everybody else. We also welcome people from all different ethnicities, nationalities, religions. We're not, we want to expand the senior center, and it's always been opening up to everybody. You know, we want to be a welcoming, fun, safe, positive environment for all groups, nationalities, ethnicities. So we encourage you to come down. We'll give you a nice tour. We have the Council on Elder Affairs, and we have several of them that are always there, and they give you a nice tour. You meet the staff, meet other seniors, listen to Morris. You might catch Norma there someday. We have a good meals program and a transportation program.
Right. So, Steve, I want to say thank you for coming on the show because I'm saving you for last, the best. Norma, it was an honor and a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
You taught us so much. You taught all the seniors out there. I'm sure they'll be interested because, you know, coming to the senior center is great. We hold 100 people, but this show goes out to thousands. So it may not only be the seniors in Revere that hear this, it may be Everett, Winthrop, Walton, and they can call you too as well.
Exactly. We cover the entire Massachusetts and other states like Rhode Island, Connecticut, Indiana, Louisiana, and Ohio.
Right. Thank you again, Norma.
You're welcome.
God bless you and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks, for listening.
Steve.
And
Thank you.
thank our troops who are serving overseas. God bless them. And God bless our great country, the United States of America. Until the next time, thank you.